viewers, today we are going to discuss about the latest upcoming mobiles that are going to launch in the month of June. Most of these mobiles have already been leaked in the internet. Maybe some of them are via on leaks. So if you want to know the full list of these upcoming mobiles, then watch the video till the end. And if you like the video, please do share it and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon. The first mobile in our list is Redmi 9. Now this is a mid-range device, and this Redmi 9 is going to have 6.6-inch IPS LCD display with MediaTek Helio G80 processor, that is a 12 nanometer processor, and the RAM will be 6 GB with 128 GB of storage. Now the back rear camera will be a quad rear camera setup with the main camera sensor 13 megapixel. The second camera is 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, the third camera is 5 megapixel macro, and the fourth sensor is 2 megapixel depth sensor. But we don't have any information on the front camera, but we do have the information on the battery, that is 5000 mAh with 18 watt fast charger. The price may be approximately 12,000 rupees. So this might compete with our Redmi Note 9 series. Now let's come to the second mobile in our list, that is Redmi 9A. Now this mobile will be a 6.3-inch water drop notch display with MediaTek Helio G70 chipset. The RAM will be 3 GB and the storage will be 32 GB with dual rear camera setup with the main camera sensor as 13 megapixel and the second sensor as 2 megapixel. And the front camera will be a 5 megapixel shooter with the same 5000 milliampere battery as Redmi 9, but the price will be under 7000 rupees, so that will be a budget oriented device. Third mobile in our list is Realme X3. Now again this will be a mid-range device that may compete with the Poco X2 series. Now this mobile will have 6.57-inch Super AMOLED display with Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G processor. The mobile will be having 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage with again quad rear camera setup as 48 megapixel as the main primary sensor. And the front camera will be a dual front camera with 16 megapixel as the main camera. And the battery will be 4200 milliampere battery with 13 watt fast charging, that is very good. And the expected price of the mobile will be under 17,000 rupees. Now let's come to our fourth mobile in our list, that is Realme X3 Super Zoom. Now this mobile has already been launched in multiple countries like Belgium, France, Germany, Netherlands, etc. So we have pretty much confirmed news on this mobile, like 6.6-inch 120Hz display, that will be a fluid display with Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 plus processor with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of ROM. Now the primary rear camera will be 64 megapixel with 60x zoom, that is why Realme has named this device as Super Zoom. Now there will be the second camera with ultra wide 8 megapixel, and the third camera will be 8 megapixel periscope camera, and the fourth will be 2 megapixel macro sensor. The front camera will be 32 megapixel and the second one will be 8 megapixel ultra wide with 4200 mAh battery with 30 watt dart charge. So we expect the mobile to be under 40,000 rupees. Let's come to the eighth mobile in our list. This device is from Nokia and the name will be Nokia PI Point 3. Now this mobile will be having 6.55-inch of display with Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 of chipset. Now this mobile will be again having quad rear camera setup with 13 megapixel camera. I don't know whether the camera will be extremely good in this price range, so we can only get to know after the mobile is launched. And the front camera will be 8 megapixel selfie shooter. This mobile will be having 3 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage with 4000 milliampere battery, and the price will be under 15,000 rupees. Now let's come to our last and ninth mobile, that is Nokia 8.3. Now this mobile will be a 5G device because the chipset will be a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G, that is a 5G capable chipset, and the display will be a 6.81 inch IPS LCD display. And again this mobile will be having quad rear camera setup as 64 megapixel as the main camera, and the second camera will be a 12 megapixel ultra wide, third camera will be a 2 megapixel macro sensor, and the fourth camera will be a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and the front camera will be a 24 megapixel of selfie. And there will be two variant available. The first one will be a 6GB and 64GB of storage, and the second one will be 8GB and 128GB of storage, and the battery will be 4500 milliampere with 18 watt fast charger, and the price will be 47,890 rupees. So this was the list of all upcoming mobiles in the month of June. Please do let me know in the comments the mobiles which you want to purchase in the month of June. If you have any query, write it down in the comments. I will definitely try to answer them. If you have liked the video, please do share it, and don't forget to subscribe the channel, and also do click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification.